Round 2 of week 6 of season 21, which is the last week of the season. So this is the final score. My opponent did struggle with 2 of my rooms. They had an interesting defensive setup, but also stretched them thin in a way that I think was not worth it. But you'll see the rooms, we can talk about it. Also, I have a bit of a toxic room 1, so I'm curious to see how people solve that in the future. But otherwise, let's dive right in. Starting with stage 1, so kind of I want to call it an easy Phoenix Force comp, just when considering what people usually use to counter here. So I don't think Black Widow would stop a Daemon comp, because by the time she gives speed up to everyone, I would expect like a Daemon to just be going right away anyway. So if anything, this makes it easy to Daemon if you have that set up, because Black Widow is probably really easy to push. Red Guardian's probably too thick, I don't know, but either way I use Daring Warriors. Learned from my mistake yesterday. This one I'm pretty sure would have been fine if I didn't have Mummy and I just had what is it, Jessica Jones, but I didn't want to risk it. Why risk it? And also he should survive anyway, which I'm pretty sure he did. So Black Widow does her special, did not give speed up to anyone. Well, she can't, I guess, because I have Daring Warriors, so she's kind of irrelevant. She does a special and that's it. So then Magneto goes, hits into my Mummy and my Daredevil, but my Mummy, actually, I'm not sure why Mummy healed up this much right away. I didn't see a counterattack. Anyway, but then Eclipse does her thing, makes my Daring Warriors healthy again. Yeah, Living Mummy keeps healing every turn. What is that, actually? Am I missing something? I thought he only healed on Retaliate. Let's see. Passive. On spawn on any turn. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. Yeah, so if he has Revive but no Taunt, he just keeps healing. Well, he tries to regain it, I guess, and then heals. So that's it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if you don't outright kill him, he is just good for efficiency, because he just keeps himself topped up. So, Night Thrasher ultimate. This is kind of what seals the deal for everyone. It kind of just honestly kills everyone in its own. But then, yeah, you just quickly kill Mr. Omega Red. I say quickly because it'll take a couple of hits though. But yeah, the Daring Warrior kit is really targeted against Phoenix Force and New Mutants. I mean, at this point, it's just over, so I just don't care, and what I mean by that is I'm just hitting into both of them, because you can't revive with Eclipse on the field, so even though Phoenix does her thing here, it doesn't matter. She does heal Magneto up and give him speed bar, which is a little unfortunate, because this does soak a little bit of efficiency away from me. But again, it doesn't really matter. Jessica Jones would have been good here to kill him faster, because now I have blinds, and with Jessica I probably would have special to give myself immunity and cleanse and barrier and all that stuff, but we're talking about very minor amounts of efficiency, 1 to 2 points at this point, so it's whatever. I did actually pause here because I didn't want to take extra turns, even though you technically don't need to, but that was it. So stage 2, this is kind of a spicier version of Daring Warriors on defense, since it has Mephisto, which gives them health. You also have to deal with him. Luckily, I always save Null for this attack, so it kind of makes sure that even if he does get to go, he's not going to put out like a battlefield effect or a bunch of buffs and make it really hard for me to kill the Daring Warriors on top of the passive health he's giving. It also means that I have to bring Sentry in here. Like, there's versions of Daring Warriors where if you really need Sentry somewhere else, you can take him somewhere else, but it kind of forced my hand here. I also misplayed this a tiny bit, but it didn't end up mattering, and I'll explain why. Plus, there's a fun interaction here with Gwen that I didn't realize last time I did this attack how it works, and it's actually pretty fun. So, starting off, as always, Jeff does his pull-in. It's always good when he can strip things off, but it doesn't always, so whatever. Now here, I should have targeted Mephisto for the Sentry special, because his special applies ability block to the primary target. And I wanted to guarantee that Mephisto would basic, because if he does his special, because there's a lot of 127 coin flips, there's like 3 127 coin flips here, and then 1 on Mephisto's side. If he does his special, it'll put offense down on my team. And you know, when this whole comp is kill them before they go, offense down can be kind of a big problem. It could end up being okay if Null gets to go and then he flips it with his special, but I don't like relying on RNG coin flips to do well or do poorly. So here, yeah, I should have targeted Mephisto just to guarantee that he will do an ability block. Luckily though, Sentry is nutty and just kills him with the Raider crit. So if I had him a different ISO, this could have gone worse. I don't think I would have lost it, but it would have made things spicier. Now here's the fun thing. So Eclipse will do the special on Gwen. Boop. Now she has 2 evades left because her attack is unavoidable, so the dodge just doesn't go away. Now her blind on turn thing is active, but Null doesn't care because special will cleanse everyone. Not that it matters because the blind is on turn, so even though you remove it from one person, or even though you remove everything on Null's turn, it's still going to come back up on Blade. Blade does not care at this point. This guy is making me a little bit stressed, but we're just going to beat into Blade. Not Blade, Speedball. Boop. And that's the other thing, that because I killed Mephisto, actually, why am I getting assists? I thought this guy prevented them. That's interesting. Speedball. Bum bum bum. Enemies cannot passive assist. This is a weird one. I did not expect Blade to already be assisting, but there's a lot of weird assist chance versus passive assist. I think passive assist is null, and this is assist now. So I guess that does make sense. Assist now and passive assist are different, which is really confusing. So that's cool. So I guess, yeah, Blade will always do his thing. So here's the fun thing. So you can't really see it now, but Gwenpool had 2 dodges. When it's her turn, the blind will just get dodged. So she will actually never be blinded. Because in the past I figured out, ooh, well, she's got 50% accuracy, so even if she gets blinded, 50% of the time it's fine. But basically Gwen is kind of guaranteed to always do her special, and even though her special can be blocked, it still hits pretty hard because mine is 5 diamonds. So I mostly brought her because I wanted to control where Gwen would hit. I didn't want a silence on a bad character somehow. I'm not sure it would have mattered because Sentry will also flip things when he does his special, but better safe than sorry. Either way, too much talking. At this point the fight is just over, so it's just cleaning up Eclipse, which I did not expect the Gwen ultimate to just straight up kill her, but apparently it does, so that was stage 2. Now room 3, this was an interesting one. It took me a while to figure out how I wanted to deal with this because you can't crit these guys, they're pretty tanky off rip. Old Man Logan doesn't prevent Iron Fist charges, which is unfortunate after so long. And also there's a Howard in here to stop speed bar gain before he goes. Plus you can't rewind them either. So there's a lot of like, how can I kill them without letting them take a single turn, and is that possible? So it took a bit of theory crafting, but we got through it. And here I was able to abuse Howard effectively. And also this takes away your star jammers, which is really expensive to do. So if you're going to do this, you want to make sure you're kind of taking advantage of the rest of them somehow. Like a Gladiator Lilandra is kind of a fun combo to have then another 3 strong characters with, because you can't put vulnerables out, and Lilandra can get another random Gladiator out when you push her. Havoc is a good plug and play sometimes. But yeah, this is I don't know if this room has been working for this person, but I think this is too expensive just to take away your star jammers. And this is part of why they got stretched really thin, because you kind of need full star jammers or no star jammers at all, because they kind of need everyone around to do their thing. So yeah, this is a pretty fun one. Again, the whole concept here is kill them before they take a single turn. I don't think they took one, but we'll find out. So yeah, so here Gladiator's in the middle. And he has immunity, and Rachel also has immunity. So the whole concept was, I need Howard to hit me, but to get the vulnerables because it's room 3, but I also don't want to be ability blocked because then I'm just basicing. So we do this. He's not gonna kill anything. He also pushed my Apocalypse, which I kind of didn't want because I hadn't tested this in war with APOC going first, so I was a little frazzled here with the turn order, but it doesn't really matter, honestly, because I just wanted to flip things. He surprisingly did not flip a bunch of these, which kind of sucks, because now his ISO won't stun anyone. But I figured my main threats are Lady Bullseye and Swordmaster. The rest are too slow to really matter. And boop. She also resisted the slow from APOC, so like APOC going first here could be great, but mine is only 3 diamonds, and so he's just getting resist checked pretty hard these days, which kind of sucks, but he's still a great character. Then you have to stun Lady Bullseye here because she will take a turn, so this is a non-negotiable stun. You have to get to her. Now Songbird gets to go. The turn order is kind of weird because APOC went, so Old Man Logan gets ahead of her. And now Songbird goes. I did not want to ultimate here with her because I did not want to push this guy to heal everyone. Plus, with one member already dead, the special from Songbird does actually rewind. Her special is actually really good. It actually does more damage than her ultimate and does a speed bar reduction. So it's actually really good. So I hit these two because I'm not really worried about him at this point. But Rachel ultimate, because of her vulnerables, just murders these 3. And then Gladiator special, I think, just straight up murders 2. So yeah, as always, be careful what you put in this room. Sometimes it can be easy to abuse. If this had just been raw immortal weapons, honestly, it might have been harder because I'd have to eat a Lady Bullseye ultimate to get vulnerables, and APOC would not survive that, Old Man Logan would not survive that. It would be trickier to come up with this comp. But either way, this took me a while to figure out, but I think it was pretty fun. So moving on. Stage 4. So I've never done this attack before, and I've seen this work, and I know why it didn't work for me. And it's actually a pretty simple change to make this more bulletproof, but as always with Damon comps and into kind of these, there's a lot of how big is your team versus how big is theirs, and sometimes how small they are, because honestly I think these two are level 105, which means they're pretty small, which means they're very easy to push. And the whole concept here and why this is mostly a Damon trap, unless you know how to get around it, is that they have speed up. If this guy goes for, not if this guy will go first, and I don't know, he's just gonna special, which is not a big deal with no null here. But this guy will also take a turn. He could stun your Daemon if you get unlucky, but also when he has taunt up, you can't crit. So you actually can fail to double tap this guy. And the whole point of this composition is to get around that. But there's one thing I did wrong here that cost me this drop. So again, the whole idea here is I just don't want to push any of them because I don't want a reflexive taunt either from Captain Britain with them being like really low and all that stuff. I don't want deflects out, so I'm just ignoring everyone effectively that isn't Emma or Gladiator. Honestly, this might be spicier if Hank was next to Gladiator, to be honest, because then you might accidentally push Captain Britain more easily. But anyway, so just a basic with Superior Spider-Man, and also you have, you know, Vulture and 2 Superior 6 here to get speed up and then give them speed down. The speed down works because there's only 2 Illuminati here. Vulture, I do the special because I don't care about pushing Emma, honestly, and I'm just beating on Gladiator to guarantee the double tap, even though these 2 are going to guarantee it anyway. Now here, I probably should have specialed with Slayer. Actually, let me remind myself, what does the special do? Attack all enemies, piercing, flip, offensive, evade, and speed up. Play defensive, deflect, sure. So it would have just done some damage, but again, in my mind, I'm just in the mode of do not touch. And then here's the problem. I did not touch Blue Marvel, and he's just been accumulating barrier. I think he gets more per turn. Let's see, abilities. On enemy turn. Oh yeah, he's getting armor every turn. So because I have speed up and took 3 turns, he's gotten more armor. Why did I do that? More armor than he would normally have after taking a few turns. Let's see, is it reflected here? Where's his armor? Yeah, so see, he's got like a whole bunch of armor right now. This might be calculating the defense up. Maybe not. Oh no, defense up does not do anything to armor. So yeah, he's got way more armor than normal. So, you know, he's not going to get hit as hard. But the problem here is the barrier, because you're going to see now when I use the ultimate, the first hit basically just takes the barrier away. So he's going to be very healthy coming out of this. So double tap, boop, So yeah, he got into yellow. Obviously that's not enough. And at this point you've already lost. So the change you kind of want to make here, most likely, is instead of Superior Spider-Man, you bring Green Goblin Classic, because Green Goblin Classic Ultimate removes barrier. And in theory shouldn't push the Illuminati. If it does, then Slayer can then hit them a little bit more to remove some of those buffs. And push Captain Britain below 50%, because I think then he drops his taunt. But yeah, at this point I've lost. I was hoping a rewind would let me take maybe another turn before him, but I mean, I don't think it would have mattered, honestly, because he does his ultimate, and that's kind of it. There's nobody that can really out-sustain him at this point, because he's got a shit ton of armor, a lot of speed stats, so basically we're dead. The cleanup here is kind of funny. Executioner is just insane. He's such a good character. Because what happens here, I mean, I came up with this comp, which was kind of like, let him go first, he's going to basic, then Storm can stun him, and I can do a bunch of things, cool, cool, cool. So, he does his basic, and where the basic goes is guaranteed, it's always going to hit the highest health target, so you can kind of control who eats it. So then, cool, stun him, and then, this guy, I mean, he has an exhaust, so he's going to take more damage, but he's got defense up, he's got barrier, the defense up doesn't matter because Executioner ultimate ignores it, but even so, this man needs to chill. Stage 5. So this is an interesting variant. I think this probably makes them Daemon proof, although I did not want to test the theory, because Peter B actually gives these guys, I think, what is it? It's like 2 deflects, 2 death proofs, and a bunch of other stuff. And the deflects and the death proofs are the problem. So I think even though you can pretty much guarantee to double tap off this guy if you bring in a specific Daemon comp, I don't know that you have the juice to kind of kill them all, and I don't want to find out. So I kind of went with my usual comp. I'll show this one just because it's been a while, and also this is a slightly different version. Plus, this is a 5 diamond warlock, and that is actually quite terrifying to go into with this comp, because there is a world where you can get stat checked, and I got a little bit worried at one point. So I won the coin flip here, which is always good. So boop, get the assist on Odin, so you get off the taunt. He gets it back up again though, so it doesn't really matter. Then Cannonball goes, does his thing. Now my Odin can special and get the BFE up because of the Quasar special. So I get a lot of nice stuff. Blast Star basic, because we want to get off of the taunt, which we did with the ISO hit. So that's one RNG check sometimes where with the deflects, I think I've had it once where even with the ISO hit, I was not able to get off of Cannonball, which isn't the end of the world, because Thunderstrike ultimate will decay everything, but you really want the ability block on this guy. Now here's part of the problem, like these 2 deflects, and I hate deflects, I hate RNG. You can deflect both the positive effect reduction from Thunderstrike ultimate. Hang on, let's look at this real quick. So the ultimate applies blah, 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 whatever, does a bunch of good stuff. So apply trauma, critical versus warlock. If you don't trauma him, you're dead. And then this, before this attack, reduce duration of all positive effects. This can get blocked, so this can really suck if you're not careful. And if it's a hero, apply ability block. This can also get deflected. So there's a bunch of RNG checks here, and in this case, I think I saw a resist pop up as well. Only the trauma landed, so I'm already kind of shitting bricks here, because if this guy does not get ability blocked, I just lose. And this is why Shadow King is good here, because he also has a chance to apply ability block and trauma if I get RNG checked with Thunderstrike. But this is also not unblockable, so it is also subject to block RNG. So if this had also failed, I was dead. But luckily, we landed the ability block, so that's good. So now the name of the game is getting through Warlock before he takes his second turn, and he's 5 diamond. So the unfortunate thing about the bad RNG is, in a perfect world, the Thunderstrike ultimate will ability block this guy, and then Shadow King can ability block this guy, and then you get to keep all your buffs. So it ends up being kind of more efficient because you get to keep speed up, so you take your turns way faster before they can do a bunch of damaging attacks. and it just saves you efficiency. But you'll see now, it's just a lot of, hey, ping-ponging Warlock health up and down because of magic to try to kill him before he takes a second turn. So you'll see how close that gets. So still swiping away. Another basic. So the basic here is good because it gives Blastar another bomb burst. Now this one can kind of suck. Like, she could have killed Quasar or Thunderstrike. Actually, if she had targeted Thunderstrike, he would have been dead, which would have sucked. Same thing with Quasar, but luckily he didn't. So the blind here doesn't matter because Quasar ultimate is unavoidable, so I'm just beating into these folks. I could have specialed to, sorry, not specialed, I could have basicked to get this guy one more stack, but I don't, it wouldn't have mattered because the problem is it's not unavoidable, so this evade here would not have done much for Warlock anyway. Like, you'll see now, like, two of them block it, and then the others just kind of dodge the, sorry, they dodge the buff clear. They still take the damage, but luckily it still died because of the whole interaction with Shadow King and everything. So at this point, obviously it's over, and we're just going through the motions. So I'll stop blathering so we can just move on, but boop. And I think he just dies for Retaliate here anyway. Yeah, so that was it. And finally, stage 6. So I did my usual attack into a somewhat different comp, though. This one, I don't think it would ever really win because there's not a lot of damage happening here. But it is an annoying comp in that Songbird, I mean, it's 5 diamond. She's going to do bad things if you let her, especially with Nova here, as you can see, or as you're going to see. But otherwise, it's just 3 tanks and a healer, so there's not too much going on here. Not a lot of threats. If one of those tanks had been subbed out for something else like Lady Bullseye, which is actually very rare not to see here, then this could have been spicy, because with Nova not starting his charge, your team does not get Safeguard or Immunity, so the Songbird ultimate here is actually quite devastating. So that's pretty spicy. Kind of tempted to maybe swap her in as well, but I still like her on offense a little too much. But yeah, so I see this, and I kind of immediately regretted this, even though I was pretty sure I was safe. I still was a little bit spooked. So anyway, Sable goes with offense down. I think she doesn't really remove everything. Well, I guess she removed everything, but this guy tends to block it. This guy has a bunch of resist, so whatever. And Hyperion goes, does his thing. He does get stunned from the Retaliate on Shaw, which kind of sucks. Then my Swordmaster goes as usual, takes away anything else that might be on people. I guess this guy blocked it again. And then Moongirl goes and kind of just ends the match, even with offense down. So, yeah, again, this is not a comp that's really meant to win, I think. Although I could definitely see it going south with how much damage. Well, how much damage, but with offense down, defense down, and a bunch of tanks that can pump out damage. I guess it could get spooky, but even with all this, like, I'm pretty healthy. My only heal is Daredevil, and you'll see he's actually going to keep me pretty healthy overall. So, kind of just going through the motions here because this doesn't really play out any differently than you'd expect at this point. It is just taking a bunch of turns to kill a bunch of tanks, basically. As you can see, 3 tanks still alive, so it's annoying. But yeah, the minute my Daredevil gets to go, like, my entire team is just back online, so never really a threat at this point, after you can survive their initial barrage. There was also no Hyperion here. My opponent had them on offense, so this is an interesting room if you want to have Hyperion on offense and Lady Bullseye, which I guess Lady Bullseye was in the other room that we talked about before, I just remembered. But she also gives the team immunity, which Daredevil takes care of instead. So speed stat is on the table here if you wanted to maybe try something spicy. But there's not a lot of raid teams that do that, and if you're bringing Sentry at that point, it's kind of irrelevant. So Shaw decided to hang out here, but Swordmaster put back in his place. And that was it, so see you tomorrow for round 3.